Okay, this is how I see it. This is the way we came to earth. Okay, they say we were all man, but why were we all man? What about the woman? You see, the woman is this. Okay, she's got the intuition coming in from up here, right? But man and woman don't look too much different. They go, whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, whoa, man. Now this is the man. Ooh, he's scratching on his chin. He goes, how come I'm here? Where am I? But then again, he was once up here and no more than just a monkey. MAN, 13, 1, and 14 equals 28. It means EIN. It means ein. It means first and last, ein, which is a total and a revelation of the name in Einstein. Why? Because, how can I explain this? MAN, the total letter count, is the same letter count of EIN, okay, which is a man. M13, A1 is 14, N14 is 28, which also says time heaven, TH, 20th letter and 8th letter, time heaven. In Einstein, now that I started that, E and I is 14, okay, and N is 14 is 28. It's the same thing for Einstein, except Einstein repeats it with an ST in the center. And ST could be first ST or last ST. But since it's the beginning and the ending, Einstein just repeats as to know it, to know it, to know it. Just a connecting word. That word did not come out of somebody saying your name is Einstein. That's definitely not, and no way. Okay. In fact, computers were here a long time before any man was here. We are this little teeny little ball in here. Okay. And like I said before, it's a spermatozoid. Okay. The woman's got something in her egg. The man's got something, okay, in his sperm, and that little ball's in our head. It makes us grow and live on this planet for a certain number of years. Okay. But we're all actually not here. We grew these bodies, okay? But the real state of our mind is in a schoolhouse, probably a couple of thousand miles away or hundreds of thousands of miles away. I don't think the schoolhouse is in the middle of this planet, because this is not Earth, by the way. Okay, this is a planet that was split up and pieced together, sewn on beaches and underwater temples and underwater spaceships and below the earth spaceships underneath the oceans. Okay, when you saw a fly walked upside down, well, guess what? It could be one part of us. It's a whole thing of what was put together for the Son of God, Christ, and this is his world, and this is how the world got put together. They hang it up in the world they call Urantia. It's a farm center, Urantia. It's for Never Ever Land, like Michael Jackson said. So we go into that area, and all these balls of who we are get put into that area. None of us ever get to leave. None of us ever leave Urantia. It's too dangerous. So what happens is we get cut off. And the connection that gets cut off is the ball that's in your mind and your mind of the earth sees as one mind during that lifetime. And when this mind seizes, this mind takes with it all the way back up to the spirit world, and this one falls back into the building of Urantia, a smarter land for man and you and me. And they study everything about the body because they want to make us better and better as human beings, because we're also pretty perfect pinballs. We're just a little ball in the head. When they cut off that energy, wherever your pinball is right now, you end up there. But yes, your energies are stuck in between. They want to know what you did in this life. They want to know how your heart feels. And you can't lie to God because he reads all your balls. You just put these balls in a machine and it comes out all the numbers of who you are. Doesn't matter what you say. Forget about how you think or what's going on. It's over. Once that ball hits the machine, you are who you were in that life. Thank God. Thank God I found the time to turn around. Must be all the megahertz, right? Got to try out that 989 megahertz. I want to know what that does. No, that's way too high, so you'd have to cut that to, oh God, that would be insane. 216. 216. The number of hours that man is awake in a 10-day period, okay, and running on his own is 216. 216 hours in a 10-day period, because the day that we don't count in a 10-day period is the day that we pray. So we go 6 times 6 times 6 is 216, but the reason we do it that way is not only for that, but it's because of the prayers that we do. The 216 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours a day, 240 hours. Take away 24 hours is 216, there's 1 day of prayer. Anyways, okay, what did we get through here? Yeah, so we're a little pinball in our head. We get cut off, and we wake up in a schoolhouse that's miles and miles away. And Jesus, all these kids in the schoolhouse, oh, Jesus, Dad, what's going on? He says, oh, we're still playing the game. You still playing with that Frymouth kid? Yeah, he's still nuts out there, but don't worry about it, Dad. We're going to turn him around from this game because we're playing in that schoolhouse. It's brought here. Whatever the government knows, it's because the schoolhouse let out that information. And they can lie all they want. You know what I'm saying? So with as bad as it's going to be for us, it's not going to be for very long. We're so lucky. We're so lucky. Not only is the conscious world going to change on the Supertrain 55, which takes 225 years to actually put in the whole first series. Why 225? Because every part of the 9 cats' lives, right, equals to 25. And that's the reason for 25, 625 of the Mayan calendar also. So what happens is the first level is 25, 25, 25. The first level is the spirit level, and you got to go through all these levels at least once. Okay, and there's 9 sections, so 9 by 25 is 225. So the induction is 225 years, which will be over in the year 2223. Oh my God. Oh my God. 2,200. The number of dead on the Titanic. Or was it the number of passengers on the Titanic? Which one was it? I know that number was on the Titanic. Oh my God. I never thought of hitting that number again. You see, I remember it was in my bank and I hit it. Oh my God. Why that year? Because that's the year. When did it start? It started in 1998 is when it all came in. How do I know about this? I told you. I get revelations, I get dreams, I get all kinds of things. When I know something, I know something. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm going to tell you something, now this is really going to knock your socks off, because I see a storm coming in from the outer galaxy next month, and I put it into relation with a Lenin at the same time because of the winds that have pulled. But don't forget, there's stationary rock that doesn't move, and our Earth is going to drive in to this dust. It's not like the dust is going to come into us. We're going to drive into it, and then we're going to suck it in. Yeah, that's just that's more not of a, that's, you know what, I just had to tell you what was in my mind. Okay, so we're these little pinballs in a schoolhouse, and one of the schoolhouses says on it, Red Devil. The other schoolhouse says, Blackjack. Third schoolhouse says, Man of Hearts, along with Man of Love and War. And on the fourth schoolhouse, I looked up, and I looked up on the fourth schoolhouse. Oh my God. I knew it was scary, but there were 5 schoolhouses. The last one was Passage Out. But before that schoolhouse was in the road. Christaberg, Spanish Train. Oh my God, am I going to make it through this? Will God win? Will God win? And a shadow comes over my shoulder and says, my son, have you won? He says, I need God to win. He goes, no, my son. He says, if you have not won already, you have already lost. God only plays for the sacred of your soul. Once your soul is lost, it's not the win. He must save your soul. You have not chosen right in your life. You have lost, my friends. And before you meet the Creator, would you like to come back for another try? For another maybe 50 or 60 years? The guy goes, oh my God, I know I'm not going to make it, and I'm not sure what's going to happen, and you know what, I didn't know the first time when I was going to die, and can I remember any of this? He goes, I'm sorry, he says, but in this world, he says, you knew everything in the last world, he says, so you're going to have to take it upon your own conscience mind to come into the next world all on your own. Your choice has been made. Wait! Your choice has been made. And then you live on. And now if you're lucky and come into the time of Aquarius and Aries, Pegasus 7286 NGC, which is now, you're in stalemate, my friends, because times are changing. Okay, we're in the last hoo-ha of the last scenario, but the government wants to come in and take over, and guess what? Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. Why? Because I know that God has no choice but to bring in the consciousness, the new consciousness that our children since the early 1990s have been born to and are now at this time about 18 years old, 19. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't be 20. Copper Mountain, you can't be 20. The 1991 children that had to be inseminated by the year starting 3 months after into the year of March of the year 1990 because of the marching of the ants. I'm not going to explain that one, but anyways, it's true. So now those kids would be, they'd be 20, and this year they'd be 21. You can't be 20. And so they're 20 now. So it can't actually, something might happen this year, but it can't happen this year. That means it has to happen this year, the inauguration of the beginning of the end of the world, but it can't completely complete itself by choosing a Messiah, because these kids who can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain starting the year 1990, okay, the first blessed must arrive here in this world by the year 2014, in which they would be as old as 23, but just touching the December 31st of the year, they would be in actuality 23 years old plus. 23 is the number we lived all our life with, saying, what is 23? What is 23? Well, 23 is the number of creation in this world. God moved from position 1 into position 1 of the beta world, of creation 3, of the alpha world. The AC/DC connects together right there. That's what you got, AC/DC, and you got number 23. So now you have all the numbers, and the reason all these numbers come out, because they all mean something. They always did, they always will, forever and ever. We're just a little pinball in a little schoolhouse. They say, yo, Elev, get up, it's time to go to school.